Well, I tell you, life is so interesting. So I'm walking Snapshot, and normally it takes about 45 minutes to walk about, 4 or 5 miles in my neighborhood, beautiful neighborhood. And I run into this girl twice. You know, she's lugging this baby on her chest. And I'm like, wow, young mom, you know, how sweet, you know. Never thought she was maybe the nanny. And that was the case. So she said the Opa? She said I don't know what she said. I said, what? And I said the nanny, and she said yes. So I don't know if there's another term for nanny, or she was saying something in Spanish, but I figured it out. That's what it was. So I was like, hey, so where are you from? You know, do you live in this neighborhood? And she was like, yeah. She's like, I'm going to school to be a photographer. And I was like, oh cool. I'm a photographer. Somehow the universe just brings together people of like minds and like professions. And so, you know, I could tell that she's going to do really well in this profession, because as soon as she said photography, her face lit up. And it was like she knew she was doing something that she was meant to do. How you doing? And so people are looking at me like I'm crazy, but I love it. I love it. But anyway, so yeah, this is her story. So she's down here on, I guess, a visa. She's down here, and in exchange for her living in someone else's house and watching her baby, and I guess she does some other things too, she gets to go to school here in America to study photography. And that is awesome. That is a huge sacrifice for your career, and that's what I'm talking about. So I guess the name of this video would be, what are you willing to sacrifice? I love how I just come up with a topic on the fly. So yeah, so what are you willing to sacrifice? I know for me, when I started out in photography, I stayed in this 550 square foot apartment, which is probably bigger than most, but I stayed in it for 8+ years. And guess what? It was some of the best times of my life. It really was, because, you know, having limited resources, not being able to pay your rent, you know, it really kept you on a creative edge. So yeah, the question of the moment is, what are you willing to risk for your business, or for your career, for your dreams, for your goals? Because obviously this young girl, she's taking a huge risk living here in America, away from her family, just away from her normal lifestyle. But I always say, if you're going to do anything, do it early. Do it as early as possible, because you just never know. Life is too short. And I'm not necessarily saying that you can't do anything at any age in your life, because any time is always a good time to start something new, learn about something new, experience something new. But your chances are greater when you're younger to get out there and take a chance on yourself, when you have very little responsibilities, you know. So risk it all, guys. Burn your bridges. If you have a dream, go for it. This is your girl TamCam, and I am out sweating.